From the start of this video we have a Great Western visitor working in on a special. Here is the City Class DAD motorised from an Airfix kit, with a rate of those all-important Triane clearstory coaches. As always, please see the introduction video for full model details. 3717 City of Truro was built in May 1903 as number 3440. Claimed to have attained world record speed of 102.3 miles per hour downhill in 1904. Superheater fitted in September 1911, by May 1922 she was allocated to Bristol Bath Road Depot. The last shed allocation was Shrewsbury, from where she was withdrawn in March 1931. C.B. Collett asked that City of Truro be preserved at the then new National Railway Museum at York. It was transferred there in late 1931 and remained as a static display until January 1957, when it was restored to full working order to haul special trains. A second retirement followed in 1961, when it was taken to the Great Western Museum at Swindon, where it was used again as a static display until 1984. When it was transported to the Severn Valley Railway to be restored for the Great Western 150 celebrations in 1985. It is presently housed once again at the National Railway Museum and is used on occasional mainline outings. The 700 class. I've been looking forward to presenting the two 700 class locos from Dad's collection. As you will hear, they had a very special place in his memories, and in fact he went on to build 5 of them. You can see the locos and numbers, so I'll crack on with some class history before we get to the main event. By 1895 there was a need for a further 30 modern goods locomotives on the London South Western. William Adams was ill at the time, but his works manager obtained permission to approach outside contractors for quotations and delivery dates. No further action was taken in the hope that William Adams would recover, but he was forced to resign his position because of declining health, and in due course Drummond was appointed in his place. Drummond immediately substituted his own drawings for the 060 goods locomotives, and eventually awarded the tender to Dubbs & Co. The locos were delivered from June 1897. The new engine subsequently had standardised parts such as boiler, firebox, cylinders and motion, common with the M7, C8 and K10 classes. In 1919 Urey decided to apply superheating to number 316, requiring an extended smoke box, extensions to the frames and raising the boiler pitch by 9 inches. The raising of the boiler meant that the cab design and shape required changes. At this time the stovepipe chimney was also fitted. In due course superheating was applied to the remainder of the class by Maunsell after grouping. Tractive effort was £23,500. Class 4F, they lasted until December 1962, when sadly all were scrapped. Now then, I have prepared some lovely goods trains movements for you all, and we'll see the 700s busy with shunting and running. But now I'm going to turn the microphone over to my dad to explain his memories of the class and some family history. The location referred to is New Lane Level Crossing in Havant, Hampshire. I'm so glad I made these recordings, the first from 2006 when Dad was his old self, and the later one from 2018 by which time dementia had ravaged his poor brain, but you will still hear the joy that the trains brought him shining through. A joy shared between us, and one I trust still goes on to this day. It's a nice thought to think he still sees what I do, and he was always super proud of the videos I was able to show him. So, over to Dad.
Now Dad worked at Scats as a storeman. Scats was an agricultural trading shop with a long red shed with a rail siding near the gates at New Lane in Havant. The excitement came when Mum took me up to see Dad at work, and I could see all the steam trains passing through There was nearly always a shunting engine in the goods yard, which was so close to the gates that they seemed to have to be shut most of the time. Dad kept cats in the store to fend off the mice from the various grains. One was called Lindy, and she lived to the age of 14. Dad used his old bike to get to and from work in all weathers. When I was older and started school, I was allowed to ride in the delivery lorry on Saturday mornings, visiting farms in the surrounding countryside.
Okay, so I'm here with my dad, the man that built the 700 class locos that you've seen in the video, and the M7s. So Dad, you built 5 700s by Drummond, so you must have liked these locomotives. So why was that?
Well, they were a straightforward, simple looking engine. Good straight lines and 6 wheels, you know, a good tender, and they were, you know, good job.
Did a good job, good workhorses.
Oh yeah,
Right.
They were shunting most of the time, but of course they did pull freight trains through the station.
Right, but so at Havant there was a place called Scats where your dad worked, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, the
So-
Southern Counties Agricultural Trading Society.
Excellent. Okay, good, because I've got this picture of, I think it's your dad and his mates with a lorry. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
So I'll let the viewers see that now.
Yeah.
You used to stand at that platform and perhaps watch 700 classes working out of Havant Yard then?
Oh yes, they shunt up and down, and they always seem to be chimney first going into the goods yard.
Oh, right.
Whether they came up from Fratton backwards or not, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, unless they came down from the London area or something.
Yeah, or perhaps.
Yeah, because the turntable would have been at Fratton, wouldn't it, to turn them?
I was more interested in the spectacle that I was watching, with the great puffs of smoke coming out and healthy chuffs they made.
That's what I was going to say. What did they sound like?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's great hearing Dad talk, as it's possible to visualise the spectacle he describes, now with his locomotives providing the backdrop. These memories come from about 1938. Despite the passage of time, through his models we can come close to what he saw. I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for the next episode.